Hello, welcome, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever the fuck you are. This is a scene for the Living World of Darkness Changeling 20th Anniversary Edition. The venue. We're back, bitches. Now, this scene has the very, very tense Carina right now. Quite tense, Carina. Walking into... Well, she's kind of hanging about in a cauldron house right now. It's one of the random cauldron houses on the border of Brooklyn and Queens. Kind of those areas where it's a little gray on which side of the street you're on. You could be in one area or not. In real life, I live in one of those areas. It's quite nice. Anyway, so Carina's just kind of plopped down in a booth, nursing what could be cola, what could be rum and coke, what could be, I don't know, licorice juice for all she fucking cares. She's just kind of sipping it, eating nachos. A lot of nachos, actually. She just told them to just, please, keep it coming. She kind of sad, but she figures, you know what? She'll just chill. Chill and chill, and hopefully relax. She had just had quite a busy day today. A very, very tense day. She doesn't often get emotional, and she doesn't, in fact, really understand emotions. But she left the other person crying, and she's not sure if that's a victory or not. She doesn't feel like it's a victory. Who knows?
Wandering about the cauldron house since she's just woken up from a late afternoon nap is Maxine, moving a little slower than she usually would, but faster than she did about 4 days ago. She's healing up slowly but surely. She's just kind of poking around the cauldron house, getting a little stir crazy because she stays put when she's told to. She's put on her, her day-to-day clothes to meander out to the front of the cauldron house and just kind of looks around and notices the pensive-looking red cap.
Said red cap is usually like 5 foot something, 5 foot and late change. Short woman, but in a cauldron house, she's not this kind of being. She is a very tall, bulky, monstrous sort of thing with tattoos and scars, thick hair kind of curling around, and teeth that kind of poke out of her maw, even when she closes it. And she just kind of sits there and kind of eats. And it's not really enjoying it, just kind of filling the void. Every once in a while, she'll kind of compare 2 nachos, eat the bigger one, and continue on. Slowly but surely, weeding out the tiny ones. It's a weird, methodical way of eating nachos, if anyone would dare to tell her this.
Maxine, very obviously a rabbit of some sort, puka. Jackrabbit, if you are really, really familiar with, like, animal ears, I guess. Short brown hair and a very friendly face. Kind of makes her way over to the red cap who's minding her own business and sits down in front of her. Hiya.
The fuck? Hi. Karina's just kind of sit proper. Looks at her drink. Looks at barkeep. Shakes head. They wouldn't do that. Hi. Not figment of my imagination. Who the fuck are you?
Well, on a good day, I'm Maxine. On a bad day, I'm usually tired from running around so much.
1 sec. Carina's just going to inhale. Because that was so bad yet so good. I have to say something. I have to see if Carina will resist. Will Carina resist? Because I'm kind of finding it hard to. Carina resists. Carina resists the urge to roll her eyes so hard that they fall out of her head, and she just kind of, "Hi, Maxine. How you doing?" I'm Carina. And she'll offer a very tiny chip to Maxine tentatively. Weird.
Maxine just kind of puts her hands up like, no, please. You need it more than I do. I'm watching my figure.
Okay. Not sure if you implied it's that or not. That you don't look an
That's the beauty of talking to Puka, isn't it? Maxine just kind of like looks around. Busy night tonight, huh?
Looks around. Yeah, sure is. This place is really hopping along.
Oh, rabbit puns. Very nice.
Oh, fuck. Whatever.
She gives you like an over-enthusiastic Fonzie thumbs up, like, A. I appreciate a good pun.
Wait. Listen, this is gonna sound weird. Have you met a Selkie named Ron?
I have.
Oh my god, you're the bunny cop. Holy fuck. And you sit up, slam her hands on the table. You're the fucking bunny cop. Holy shit.
I see my reputation precedes me. I hope it was nothing bad.
You know,
she just kind of like squints. More bunny of a
bunny cop. Bunny cop. Bunny cop. Listen to me, bunny cop. Officer Hobbs, please listen. I give you props. You've got to have huge brass balls to be a fucking cop.
Well,
huge. Ginormous.
Considering I've been a cop for about 4 years, and Zootopia is like, what, 2? I mean, I wasn't going to quit my job just because of an adorable cartoon rabbit.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about the movie. I mean, if Ron hears that, he'll probably be upset because he loves that fucking movie. But I'm more impressed that you're actually a cop. Just because, well, kind of boring. And often a little crazy. And Carina says that as a former pirate. So, like, her opinion's a little skewed on people who raise authority and uphold it, quote unquote.
Well, I've never met somebody who didn't really like cops, so, I mean, I'll try my best to win you over.
How much do you?
She just kind of, like, cocks her head and twitches her ears back.
Because Puka.
Oh, wait.
But anyway, it's just as she's saying that, there's a twitching of the head and cocking of ears. Misha will sort of wander into this place. She's not even looking anywhere except directly, like, at the bar itself. And where in the bartender or whoever's up there. And she just kind of wanders in very tiredly. heading up directly to kind of plop herself into one of the seats up at the bar and ordering herself, why not, a Long Island iced tea.
Maxine gives one of those like ear-piercing whistles of attention. and like,
oh my god!
And starts waving.
Karina's gonna take some of the tiny discarded chips and kind of throw some of them at Officer Hops. Don't do that, please.
Well, I mean, generally you only have to do it the once. She just kind of waves at Misha.
Officer Hops, do not do that, please.
What, wave?
Misha will wave, but is still twitching.
From the whistle?
Yes.
Ear piercing, please.
Oh my god, something Carina and Misha agree on.
I mean, the end of the world is happening right outside their doors. They might as well.
No, she's just kind of twitching. She'll wave, but totally rubbing her ears, like, because she's still waiting for her drink. So she's probably not really close enough to say anything yet, but she does wave.
Karina's going to throw yet another chip.
And she'll sort of nod to Carina in the process.
Karina's more focused on throwing chips at the annoying bunny. She only has so much eardrums.
Maxine starts like waving a hand to kind of like try and intercept some of the flying debris heading her way. It's not nice to waste food. There are children in Russia starving to death.
It's not wasting food. This food is doing its job. This food is fulfilling its purpose. Continues to throw.
I was unaware that they served projectiles here. I am amazed.
You know nothing.
Well, it works for me, I guess.
I'm sure. Karina will stop and continue to eat the larger chips. The herd of tiny chips being actively cold. There are but a few left, and they will be used if she needs them.
Psh, I ain't scared of your chips, Cappy.
Did you just try to make a pirate joke?
It was more of a red cap joke. Because she doesn't really know that you're a pirate. A former pirate.
All she heard was Cappy, and she's just like, what? I don't know what the fuck you just said, Bunny, but all I heard was Cappy and scurvy.
I said I ain't scared, not scurvy.
Scurred? Oh.
You know, scared. Scared? No? Okay. Well, that's the last time I test out colloquialisms that aren't from the state I'm from, nor the state I'm in.
I'm not even from the same fucking country. And just roll her eyes, continue to eat her chips. Americans.
Wait, did you say them?
Yeah, she'll actively say Americans and continue to eat.
Under her breath, Maxine goes, fuck yeah. So, yeah, I got it.
You got that. So how about that Long Island iced tea Misha's getting?
I'm sure it's shown up by now.
Maxine starts like waving for Misha to join them. But just like the most sincere look of enthusiasm ever.
Bunny, cease and desist. Too much cute, please. I have a dentist appointment. Don't make it awkward for the dentist later. Just be like, wow, all these fucking cavities. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I just met the cutest little motherfucker the other day, and they gave me cavities.
Maxine just kind of giggles at that and continues to just kind of like wave at Misha very enthusiastically. But yeah, I mean,
Okay,
one of
well,
the few people I know.
in an effort to stop the enthusiastic waving, that kind
No,
of
let her continue. Maybe it'll fall off.
She'll grab that, and after speaking to the bartender real quick, we'll also get like a bowl of peanuts and pick up her stuff to walk over there. She still has a really tired look on her face, but she will sort of flop into the chair next to Maxine.
Maxine gives her a big grin. Welcome!
Yes, it's not like you were already entranced minutes before. In a long parade of arm waving and sheer, I don't even know, glitter smiling or whatever the fuck.
It was her exercise for that one arm. She's going to have a lot more muscle on one than the other.
Well,
Please,
hopefully next time we come across a bear, I'll be able to give him the old 1-2 college try, huh?
Sure. That's what it'll be. As she reaches for the peanuts.
Well,
because she figures she's going to need protein just to survive this.
I had him on the ropes before everybody came along. But then the reinforcements came and I got distracted, and that's how he got the better of me. I mean, you should have seen me before. It was real close.
I heard it was too close for someone else. Is that the fight you're talking about?
Talking about the Darwan?
Who the fuck is Darwan? I just know Aqua Bear.
Yes.
But no, but you said it was too much for someone else. I was assuming you meant the she who died to protect them?
Yeah.
She was a Darwan, as I understand it.
Mm. Well,
for a moment, Maxine's constant enthusiasm flickers, and she looks very sad.
I mostly know because of Charles.
Hey,
and gossip.
She who... You know, I can't find a bad thing to say. And she'll actually pick up her dark colored drink, raise it a little, and then sip. Well, that is a thing that happened. I guess next time you pick a fight with whatever the fuck kind of Aqua Bear is, maybe bring fire to a fight? I mean, bears don't normally like fire.
Well, I brought a bullet to it. And
bears have thick hides, don't they?
What?
Don't bears have like thick skin or something?
Well, yeah, but I mean it's a pretty efficient bullet. And she indicates her dueling pistol on her hip.
Did it kill the bear though?
It did not kill anything.
Fire though. Fire kills a lot.
Well, next time I will be sure to have my matches on me when I am going up against an eldritch horror from the deep.
Flamethrowers. Get matches. Flamethrowers.
You never know. There could be a Cthulhu down there. That is one of the possibilities.
You are the second Selkie to tell me.
Carina's actually going to shoot Misha a look. Knock on wood 3 times. Don't say that kind of shit.
Misha will knock on wood 3 times. As asked. Because, come on, she's a fae. She's got to be superstitious, right?
Yeah.
And Carina comes from an area that's close to what could be Raleigh. And I'm sure they have their own sort of mythos over there, so... Again, dirty looks. Don't say that shit.
But she'll just be like, well, that's probably because you spoke with, I don't know, to be honest, any of us would have made that reference. Just because it's a conversation we had a while back.
What do you know
Yeah, I
of
don't
the
really-
sea wolves?
Sea wolves?
Well, see, in the interest of full disclosure, Maxine makes herself comfortable because she's going to start rambling. In the interest of full disclosure, I was at the library perusing amongst the periodicals and documentaries, gathering dust in the DVD section. I mean, really, why do they carry DVDs? It's weird. They also had some VHS tapes. I didn't even
'Cause they're
realize that any
fossils.
Because they're
Huh?
They're
free.
fossils.
Because they're free and occasional, and you know, these are things people gave them. Why not offer them?
It just seems like it's taking up valuable real estate that could be filled with mad magazines. Anyway, so there I was, perusing the books, and that is
My
when
magazine
I met,
is a dying venue.
when I came across a fellow patron who was willing to give me some information about the sites and attractions of New York City. That person also happened to know your kithmate who was there and who has given me the oh so clever and original moniker of Officer Hops.
Well, that seems pretty obvious, really.
Yeah. And she just kind of like pauses for a moment and winces at the just a joke that she probably heard a lot before she even came to New York. And she's and while I had mentioned that I wanted to visit Central Park, he had mentioned something about wolves in the sea.
No, we do not do those things. We leave the
Maxine just kind of shrugs.
She alone. We leave
Yes,
the park
yes,
alone.
I've heard. And I will put a pin in that for the moment, but that is neither here nor there. And she just kind of like brushes off the advice because since hearing that werewolves are in Central Park, that has been the unanimous song
Speaking
from
of
everybody.
Yeah, speaking of which, little Miss Officer Hops over there would probably be able to would notice that, like in theory, Misha should still be pretty injured. She is not.
Mhm.
She had all those burns and stuff from the same fight you did.
Mhm.
She's fully healed before
Wow.
anybody else is. Yeah. Just figured I should mention that. I mean, obviously, I know Carina knows why, but but you wouldn't know, which is why I mentioned it. And I just thought about it.
Oh.
I just want to curiosity again because you're gonna love the
Yeah.
story in OOC.
Okay. Well, then I should probably roll. I'll just give in to the curiosity. So you're looking well. Want to tell me about it?
I think the answer would be magic. Karina will use the jazz hands. Magic.
Whatever it was cool. Some sort of
Say it
magic
again.
salve.
Magic.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't even know what the hell they were until that night.
What?
I mean, did you talk to them before at all?
Well, I mean, at the same time you did in that bar.
Anytime
Right.
after?
You know, no.
And that explains it. You can barely get anything from a one-time sort of encounter.
Well, I mean, they understood well enough that you tried to eat her arm.
Maxine looks absolutely tortured because you're playing the pronoun game. They who?
Magic. Karina will say, using the same hands. I mean, but weird things happen to people when they're on LSD.
Yeah, well, did she really ask you if you were willing to take that? Because I don't remember her actually saying, hey, this is a drug. Would you like to try it?
She asked if I wanted one. I was not specific enough to ask, what exactly is it? I just ate it because, well, hungry.
I mean, as long as you're cool with it, that's fine. But there's a thing about consent there.
I'm going to put a pin in this and move on.
That's fair.
Because, yeah, conversation gonna go bad. Anyway, again, to Officer Hops. Magic.
Maxine looks irritated by the vagueness of this conversation.
Karina's gonna
We met people in a
smirk.
bar who one of their friends later on offered to help me because they saw how I was hurt. And they did. A super magic salve.
Mhm.
Oh. And were they like us, or
They're
Definitely
special.
not. Definitely
They're special,
not
though.
us.
They're very special, though. Not us special. Not me special. Not you special. Definitely not Misha special. But they're special. Karina's gonna kind of grin. She likes needling.
Misha
Maxine
looks
just
torn.
looks to like Misha for like any sort of like explanation.
Werewolves.
What you saw?
Do
And
they
it
really
didn't
want us
eat you?
talking about them? I mean, did they tell us we could? Did they tell us we could not?
Do you think they're not talking about us?
I don't think we matter much to them.
I don't know. I just know that if I don't see what the big deal is. Just to say that it was werewolves.
What were they like? Were they amazing? Did
They
they
were-
wear their shirts that say "I love Central Park"?
That would be really tacky.
Lots of leather, though.
That's tacky.
Depends on your taste.
Well,
I'm pretty sure they would have all sorts of opinions on your profession. So, it all kind of depends on the beholder.
No, honestly, I don't know much about them. I just, yeah, I knew they existed because I live here, and I've been around enough to hear, not to go there, and it was a really
Respect
weird
Park.
situation. It was just a really weird situation that brought out certain bits of information.
Maxine just looks like really, really disappointed that she wasn't there.
I don't even have a way
Sucks to
to
suck.
contact them, so I really couldn't help you if any of it. Like
Karina
I did,
actively takes out her phone. just looking at her phone, fiddling with it.
Maxine eyes
can contact.
Carina.
Karina smiles. And it's almost a full set of teeth. Like a very, very tiny kind of thin layer of teeth being shown. Hiya, officer.
Maxine just kind of like gives her like that squint of like, keep it up, kid.
Officer, is there
Which is
something you
very
want to know?
cocky.
Do you have a question for me, officer?
Do you actually have information you could give me? Not an officer?
I have plenty of things, plenty of information I could give you. It's just a question of asking the right questions. But you Puka know all about that, don't you?
sometimes it's useful to ask direct questions. Other times it's just really annoying.
Yes. And sometimes people just shouldn't know.
And believe
And
me,
should just respect.
I have a Puka sidekick, so believe me, I know.
How's good people? Real good people.
He is.
Seriously. I don't understand it.
Maxine just like she drums her fingers and she's like, so do you have a contact number?
I
have many contacts. You're gonna have to be pretty specific.
I'm just gonna say one of them was holding your hand. I'm hoping you have a phone number.
Well, gee, thanks, Misha, for once again ruining all the fun.
It is my
Maxine's
job.
eyes get really wide. You're holding hands?
I mean, I hold hands with a lot of people. No, I lie. I hold hands with some people.
Fair. That is fair. You're holding people hands with 2 people that day, so that is
Maxine
more than
offers
one.
a hand.
That is more than
Carina
one.
will take Maxine's hand.
And now
Hold
that makes
gently.
3.
Hold it gently.
That is also more than 1.
Hold it gently. And then smack it away. Twit.
And she looks at the seal. Is that how she held his hand? With the
I don't know.
away?
Misha, is that how I held his hand?
His.
Is it?
Hers?
You're holding 2 female hands.
See, you're supposed to say no because... Never mind, Misha. I can't play this game with you. You're really no fun.
Well,
Back to the puka.
we've already acknowledged that I am in fact not fun. That's not a big deal at this point.
Cool, as long as you accept the way you are and
No,
you
I
are
accept
happy.
that you don't find me fun. That doesn't mean I'm not fun.
I think you're a riot.
I can make a riot happen.
I believe
I
you.
just don't think our opinions on fun match. I mean, literally, we're playing a word game and you're not even just tired. Anyway,
I am tired.
continue with your questions.
I just
Continue with your questions, Maxine.
a long shift and I had a class. Yes, I'm tired.
I'm tired of people's bullshit. Really tired.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
So very tired of people's bullshit. But hopefully it'll all get dealt with in one clean swoop. Now, Maxine, your questions.
How... Maxine's like... she starts a question a couple of times. How... What...
Use your words.
What are they like?
We're talking about the hand-holding people, right?
Yes. Lady handholder of werewolf origins.
Specific. You are a good officer. Pretty cool. Likes LSD lollipops. Decent coffee. I think might like spaghetti because they want to go eat Italian, maybe. Really, really nice red hair, honestly. And has the same kind of charm as me. So it works out. What's the next question?
Could you organize a meet and greet?
I mean...
Are you much for organization?
Oh, I am very organized. But meet and greet for me kind of means different for you.
More MEET and less MEAT.
All right, then. You're getting better. I can ask her if she wants to meet a very persistent bunny who has lots of questions, who will hopefully respect their space and knows not to be too invasive, because honestly, there's nothing more annoying than somebody butting into stuff they shouldn't. Like respecting the space of the park.
Compare myself to them genuinely.
Just don't become a snack. I'm not getting blamed for that. Oh, they're fast. From what I hear, at least.
Well, I've heard I'm fast.
Well, based on how you are, and based on what we've seen of them, pretty sure they might be faster than you.
Would you like to set
Simply
up a
on
foot
power. See, here's the thing. I kind of get the feeling they might have, well, they're wolves, technically. So maybe they'll have urges similar to mine. I don't think chasing would be such a good idea for you.
I said a race, not tag.
Oh, honey, everything everything kind of turns out like that. For me, at least. I don't know about them, but I feel like be a little similar. It'd have to be like separate races, timed, and then comparison.
Ugh, it's like that Michael Phelps shark thing.
That was seriously a disappointment, but I don't know how he thought he could overcome nature. Sharks are fantastic creatures, and he's but a lowly human.
If he wouldn't have had to breathe, he would have been fine.
If he wouldn't have to breathe, there wouldn't be an issue.
If he was a Selkie, it might have been easier.
Maybe, but it wouldn't be a televised event. And thus, no one would give a shit. Maybe we would. Maybe. But, like, again, not televised, none of the masses would really care. Anyway, what other questions do you have, Maxine?
She just kind of sighs and
Are you all enthused out?
I'm tired of the general doubts of my courageousness and or physical prowess. It's been a rough day for that.
Here's the thing, Bunny Cop. I've never fucking met you before, and I've met them a couple of times. Why in the hell would I believe your prowess if I've seen nothing of value?
Why would you automatically assume it doesn't exist if you know nothing about me?
Because proof is in the pudding. Or the wallet, cargo chest, actual events that you see and can use that as fact. Pretty sure there's a philosophy around that.
Only believing what you see. That seems a little, I don't know, dull.
Well, maybe a little. But again, I have no real value in believing you. Not yet, at least.
Harsh. You have cut me deep, and I am wounded.
I don't smell the blood. But again, who knows? I mean, isn't the whole surprising people fun too?
It's overrated.
I don't know. I kind of like the fear of shock on people's faces.
Maxine looks incredibly uncomfortable about that.
And Carina looks very comfortable. In fact, Carina's relaxing.
She turns to Misha. So, how are you?
Had a test today. I think I did okay. And a whole lot of really rude people coming through the line. That's my life. It's very big.
Wait, the line. The line of what?
The line of my workplace?
Oh.
Lines of Coke, obviously.
Yeah, I'm totally a Coke dealer. No.
I'm being sarcastic. What else would she think you were doing?
Maybe a line on a factory?
There aren't that many factories or any really in New York City.
That didn't used to be the case.
Nope, but that's the case now, and that's where we live.
Good riddance to the factories. They kind of make a mess of things.
I mean, they can be fun to run.
Cricket.
Actually, Karina's going to take out her phone and start texting someone.
Yeah, Misha's sort of almost staring off into space. Not because she's bored, but just because she's tired.
So have you made any new jewelry lately?
I was working on some pieces the other day, but I haven't quite got it down yet. But if you want to see what I have, I mean, I'll You can come by and I'll show you what I have. If you're just looking, if you're maybe considering buying, I will sell.
Well, I figure I should probably, patronize your business. I owe you for all this. And she gestures at the Cauldron House. And I intend to repay.
You owe me for what?
I mean, I didn't have anything on me to pay for my healing.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, buying jewelry doesn't really do much about that. I mean, I'm just looking to sell my stuff. That's all I was looking to do there. If you want to pay me back, I certainly won't stop you.
Definitely.
But that's your thing. At the time, it was just what needed to happen. People needed to have healing, myself included. And everyone else. But, you and William were just... Man. I think we were afraid to kind of, squish you guys in the car.
Well, I fold up neatly. But, yeah, I met William. Large man.
No, he's the smallest man.
Well, I don't know. I think he looked larger because he didn't have a shirt on when I saw him. Kind of bursty. Bursty McGee.
That sounds like him. I think there are times he feels that shirts are optional. And Misha sort of smiles. It's almost like she has something she's not saying. I'm not even going to roll anything.
Wait, I have a question. Maxine.
Hmm.
You said he was wounded? So wouldn't Bursty McGee literally mean that he was bursting at the seams? A little dark for you, buddy.
Well, everybody has a dark side, right? And she just kind of smiles and goes and gives a wink. I
mean, I can safely say I've seen him without his shirt a few times. Mostly because he was on the beach, but
She does that awkward, grrr.
Misha just gives her an odd look, I mean, it just that's a little. It wasn't what she was expecting, I guess.
Ouch! Sorry, I just hit my knee.
Is it just make it in character as she goes? Oh my god!
Ah, the table. My knee. I use that for walking.
So Carina's chips fall on the table. Picks them up, eats them. Rude.
And yeah, Misha's gonna be sort of finish off the rest of her drink. I'm actually gonna roll a thing here because it was one drink. Did you guys set up a thing to roll?
Yep.
Okay. Changeling?
It's in the main one. Just check it. Just check it.
All right, because I'm gonna roll my lovely low alcohol tolerance. That is quite botchy. So she's not feeling so hot. In fact, she's pretty much kind of staring at you pretty woozily, considering she only had one drink. It's kind of bad. But sometimes you have issues with that sort of thing. So she's actually, see, I have to go, but I'm just gonna say that she's gonna sort of sit there at the table for a bit longer. And she's basically gonna get water and sit there drinking a lot of water for a bit.
Okay.
Because I have to get going because I promised another scene, which will be immediately afterwards. That'll be fantastic. After she's capable of walking out the door.
Why did you jump in?
Well, it was something to fill time. Why not?
People go. I'm sure she won't face consequences.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, being drunk. I mean, if it's a scene, I'm sure that won't be an issue.
Into another scene.
Oh, well, I mean, she's
Yeah.
basically, like I said, she's going to be sitting here getting enough water in her that she can safely walk out the door. I will behave drunk in the next scene, of course.
Okay, never mind.
I just have to get going.
Whatever.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Anyway, so Karina's gonna look up from her. That was weird. Anyway, Karina's gonna look up from her phone and look at Maxine. So I let them know that you are an interesting little thing that will not heed to common sense.
She like crinkles her eyebrows together. So you'll assume that I can't run because, or you won't assume that I can run because you haven't seen me, but you will assume I have no common sense.
I'm assuming you don't have common sense because we're telling you should avoid the park because it's dangerous, but you still want to meet them.
Well, I don't have to meet anything about your.
I'm not assuming anything about your speed-wise, other than the fact that I'm thinking maybe racing them would be a bad idea. Simply because I think it's a bad idea, and that's my opinion. It has nothing to do with your prowess of running. Because again, I don't know you. You could be the next, who's that Mortal Bolt guy? I don't know that guy. I don't know. You could be someone like him who's just like fast as fuck. And that'd be great. I just don't know that. So I'm going to say, maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe it's not. I could be wrong. I have been wrong about people before.
Maxine says, that must be very difficult for you. I personally have never been wrong about a single soul in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So you were telling them about me.
I told them that you were a being that I now know and are curious. And if they would be interested in educating you.
See, when you say educating me, it sounds so menacing.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a red cap. Everything I do is menacing.
Well, I'm not interested in being your date snack. So
I don't really think they'd want to eat you. I don't want to eat you.
Well, that's because I'm just charming. But they don't know me.
I don't know you. I just let them know that you've got a bunch of questions. And if they're interested, they're interested. If not, then you should out of luck.
Well, should out of luck with the one you know anyways.
Feel free to go bother other park people and try to get your answers.
Oh, I'll bother other people. I'll bother them good. So. Maxine just kind of like drums her fingers on the table, kind of antsily.
I don't know you, Bunny, but you're very, very interesting. She'll continue to eat her chips. This is a good way for her to end her night after a very tense conversation in a prison.
She just like she kind of tilts her head when you call her interesting.
What? What's with the head tilt?
Not sure I want to be interesting to a red cap.
Are we kithist?
No. Pragmatist.
That sounds pretty kithist. Well.
I mean, you brought up your red cappiness first when you said everything that a red cap says is menacing.
I said everything I do is menacing.
But you said because you're a red cap. So if you're going to bring in the stereotypes, then I should perhaps beware.
Who knows? Maybe I was talking buka.
But you're not.
It's the only way to fuck with you guys. Well, actually, no, there are more fun ways. But I don't know you well enough for those yet.
Just, if you steer clear of the bear traps, I think we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm probably the only red cap who'll tell you this. The only one. Feel free to not trust us. We're shady as fuck. By all means, ignore me. But, yeah. We're pretty shit.
Maxine just kind of...
At least...
Huh?
Some of the time. At least we're shit some of the time. If we like you well enough, we're not. But if we don't, well, then you're shit out of luck.
Good gravy.
The best gravy. But, the same could go for anyone of any kith. I mean, honestly. Do you actually fucking trust everyone in your kith, or
honestly?
Every other kith?
Honestly, I trust every single puka, honestly. I mean, why wouldn't I? We're kithmates. We are bound to each other by honor and loyalty and fur. So...
Rhetorical question. Didn't really need to hear an answer.
Well, I gave you...
You gave me so many answers. Well,
I mean...
whatever works for you, kid.
She gets up and dusts off the chips that you threw at her earlier. Well, it's getting late, and I should probably go before, you bring somebody to play Chase the Rabbit. So, but I mean, it was nice meeting you.
I don't fucking care enough to have anyone chase you. But you can go scamper along. I don't give a shit. It was interesting meeting you.
It was positively the most charming experience I have ever personally experienced in this cauldron house. And she gives a sweeping bow.
You made this not a terrible night. Simply because, well, you don't sound like an idiot. See you later, Hops. And she'll kind of wave you off. Not really waving actively, but like twitching her hand away. See you later.
Oh, I can't wait. And she gives her a smile and then, leaves.
And Carina will shrug it off because you know what? That's not a bad kind of conversation she just had. To each their own, and she figures, hey, stereotype got worst. She might as well just let it be. Ride the wave. Eventually, it'll even out. And she will continue to eat her chips until it is time to go because, well, there'll be things in the dark. Things not as scary as she, but definitely in the area. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will leave our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. You have a good night.